Hi, my name is Nicole. I recently won a student essay competition that had a cash prize of $1,500. I decided to invest this cash prize in a 5-year certificate of deposit that will pay me 2% annually. Today I'd like to figure out how much my $1,500 is going to be worth 5 years from now when I pull out my investment. I'm going to do this today both manually and using Excel to find out how much money I will have 5 years from now from this prize. To solve this problem manually, I'm going to begin by putting the information that I know on a timeline. I've drawn a 5-year timeline here to represent the 5-year CD that I want to invest my money in. I know that my investment would earn 2% interest annually, and I also know that I have a present value of $1,500. I'm going to put my current value in brackets to show that it would be a cash outflow out of my pocket and into the investment. I also know that because my money would be earning 2% interest annually, that at the end of year 1, I would have a value of $1,500 plus 2% of that amount, which is $30 in interest. That money, that total amount, would go on to then earn another 2% interest, and then I would earn another 2% interest on that total amount in year 3, and so on until the end of my 5-year certificate of deposit. While I could calculate the interest earned in every year by taking the $1,500 multiplied by 2% earns $30 interest, the second year I would take $1,530 because it's the $1,500 plus 30 and multiply that by 2% to find out how much interest I would get in year 2, and then find out the interest in year 3, year 4, and year 5, and then add those to the total current amount that I have. But that would be a long process. Instead, what I can do is I can use a formula where the future value equals the present value multiplied by 1 plus the interest rate to the power of the number of compounding periods I would have, in this case the number of years. I can enter the information that I have into this formula. I know that my present value is $1,500. I also know that my interest rate is 2%, so it would be 1 plus 0.02. And that would all be to the power of 5, since this investment is going to be accruing interest and compounding for 5 years. If I plug all of those values into the formula, my future value is $1,656.12. Now I'm going to solve this problem using Excel. I'm going to start again by entering the values that I know. I know that my present value is $1,500. I also know that my rate that I'll be earning interest on in the investment is 2%. And I know that I will be saving this money for 5 years. There are 5 years that it will be in the investment earning interest. Now I could enter this information into the formula that we used in the manual solution, where I did the future value equals the present value times 1 plus the interest rate to the power of n, or I can use a function in Excel that calculates the future value directly. It's the FV function. Now when I use the FV function, I'm just going to put the values that I know in here. So I know that the rate is 2%. I know that the number of payment periods, or the number of years that I'll be earning interest, is 5. The payment is 0 because I'm not going to be putting more money into the investment after my initial lump sum. But I do know that the present value is the value of my lump sum, which is $1,500. Once I put that information in, I can press enter, and it gives me $1,656.12. This number is showing up as a negative value because I did not put the present value in as a negative value. So the present value needs to be negative to demonstrate the cash outflow. So what I can do is go into the present value box here, place a negative in front of the cell number, and now it returns with a positive value for the future value. So it gave me the same number. I can expect $1,656.12 at the end of 5 years if I invest my winnings in a 2% CD.